Hello, my sweet Libras. This is your horoscope for March 2025, and March will catch you up on your love life, my dear Libras. Seems like a lot of your focus, a lot of your actions will be around your marriage situation if you're married, and if you're single, then about your love life situation. Plus, if you say that it's not about me, I'm single and I'm not planning to have a lot of attention to my love life, then it might be about business relationships. You will have an amazing month. Your chart is beaming with positive aspects. I mean, all of us chart actually beaming, and especially yours because it's such an important, hitting important houses in our natal chart. Plus, March will have eclipses, two eclipses that are positive. Yes, eclipses can be positive. Seems like universe's gift to us. Amazing eclipses. Me, myself, shocked to see such a amazing and full of positive energy eclipses. Even though we will have two planets retrograding in March, one of them will be your ruler, my dear Libras. Venus will retrograde plus Mercury. Together, both of them, they will be overlapping with retrogrades, and they are both of them personal planets, meaning they affect us through like more directly through daily life, through events, through situations, through people. Now Mercury rules, all things communication, thoughts and data, information. And here, people tend to be more forgetful, more confused. A lot of things might go wrong in terms of booking, in terms of information and data. So you will have to double check whole March and first half of April, because until that time, these two planets will be sluggish, will be slow. They will not be beneficial at all. Now, Venus is a beauty planet. Never good to do any plastic surgeries, any medical surgeries as well during Venus retrograde, especially beauty procedures. Wait until a second half of April until Venus straightens up. Venus will be sleeping already since 2nd of March, right from the beginning until April 13th. So Venus, retrogrades 40 days and 40 nights. So that's how long we should keep our beauty to ourselves, and all the wishes to change whatever we want to change on our appearance until end of April, my dear Libras. And especially for you guys, it's very important. So try to, keep all the plans about your haircut, about, plastic surgeries, medical beauty procedures, intact, not to do all those things whole March and first half of April. This will be very important thing. Plus, Venus also rules our values. Seems like, a lot of you guys will be reprioritizing, let's say, your value within relationships with other people. You will be a lot on the page where you will be thinking and evaluating, let's say your place and how people respect you. What is your situation within the relationship with no matter who? Because 7th house, where this Venus will retrograde, is all other people, meaning relationship where we sign contract. Most specifically, this 7th house rules, meaning those with your boss, for example, those with your colleagues, those with your husband or wife, or a long-term partner with whom you live together if you're not married. Now, those people, you might be reevaluating actually your stance, your place in that relationship, and in general, how other people value you and how they see you too. Now, Venus, beauty planet, as I said, no procedures to go here. Better to postpone them, because then you might not like the results, and you will definitely will need to redo that or change something again. So no radical change of appearance during Venus retrograde should be happening. Plus Mercury also retrograding. Now Mercury, we need it sharp because it's a mind, planet. So all things might go wrong. Even though these two planets will be retrograding, we have perfectly positive eclipses, and seems like those eclipses will be overshadowing this retrograde. Our mood will be still amazingly happy, and because these eclipses are set to bring amazing news, they are so positive that they will change our life direction. Eclipses, they are perfect tools of universe to change our life direction for better. Always, the universe works through eclipses to correct our destiny for true path, to the direct us to our true path and more happier path, let's say. Now let's begin with a little bit talk about this retrogrades from 2nd of March until April 13th. Venus, your ruler, retrogrades in your 7th house, as I already said. Now, by the end of March 27, because Venus is retrograding, meaning moving backwards, like it will crawl back into your 6th house, house of work, house of daily life. And here seems like you will be again reprioritizing your relationship with colleagues, or your situation within this your work situation, and your colleagues, how they see you, how they value you, and what's your value, what kind of value you bring to that relationship with your colleagues, and in general to daily activities at work. 6th house is also house of health. You might be going back to checkups, for example, or some issues with your health might come back, like let's say some fever, some flu, or it can be also some old, let's say, diseases that you were before already fighting with, but then they might surface again. So those things might come back. And Mercury also will do the same journey as Venus, but from 15th of March until 7th of April. Now Mercury will retrograde, and it will start its retrograde in your 7th house, same as Venus. They will be hand in hand together, crawling back actually into your 6th house by the end of March. Now Mercury, in the 7th house might bring you past, let's say, relationships. And you might hear back from your ex-husband or ex-wife or ex-partner, and you yourself might have this kind of temptation to contact them too. Now 7th house is also about business relationships. You might hear back from your previous manager, from your previous boss, let's say, or from colleagues. You might hear back from some people with whom you used to work, like with clients, with collaborators, or you might again work with them on some sort of new projects. They might invite you to work again, or you might think about some person that you worked before together, and that person made a great product or great service, and you would want to work again here. Now this will be topic until end of March, but 30th of March Mercury also slips into your 6th house, and here these two planets will be emphasizing your house of daily life, work life, and again a lot of buzz will be happening at your work in the first half of April. Seems like you will be busy, maybe getting back old projects, or finishing some old projects, or finishing some old, let's say, that piled up work on your desk because it's a retrograding, so these two planets are making you to go back to the things that are stuck, or that are, let's say, are still like in the process, and they are giving you chance to finish them up. Or for some Libras, it will be about health. Now, as I said, you might go back to doctor or to your physician, to you might go back to checkups, let's say, or to pick up the results already for your checkups. All these things might happen. Now, these two planets, they will finish their retrograde almost at the same degree, and they will be emphasizing both of these two your houses, but March for you will be mostly about relationships. Now let's talk about this eclipses, because they are huge topics of March. First eclipse will be on 14th of March, full moon lunar eclipse. Now eclipses, as I said, they are amazing tools of universe. They are like elevators, instantly bringing us to another point of our life where we never thought of or never expected to be there. But this one is happy one. You will be happy to be at that level all of a sudden, let's say, because it seems like these eclipses are up. They are always up, actually, elevators up. So full moons are about endings, or they are putting some light into some situation, some emphasis there. Now eclipse will be happening in your house of past, in your 12th house. Now, this is subconscious mind house, and those of you who are born 16th of October, plus or minus 5 days, you will be affected the most, but we all gonna be affected. And always allow eclipses 3 months before and 3 months after to unfold the situation fully, to bring the situation, to bring the reality, let's say, its message to you. You might have already gotten, some of you, news from this eclipse. Now if you have any planets or placements at 23 degrees of Virgo, you will be affected the most too. Now this eclipse will be surprising one, because Uranus will be active, planet of surprises and shocking situations, but Uranus will be sending amazing positive vibrations to that eclipse, plus Mars. And Mars will be sending two. These two planets will be so friendly to that eclipse. They have a power to set something amazing in your life related to, for example, inheritance. You might finalize inheritance, or you might all of a sudden get entitled some inheritance, or some of you guys might travel somewhere far, or even relocate completely somewhere, some other city, like over the ocean, for example. It's not somewhere close. It's about countries, my dear Virgos. Some of you guys might find out some big secret of your family, for example, but not necessarily family, but in general some secret, because 12th house is a house of secrets, everything that is hidden, and something might resurface here, that will shock you positively, because Uranus is in your 8th house. Now 8th house is about conception. It might be that you will get a news that you're pregnant, for example, and Mars is in your social sector, part of your chart, that is adding up some social title, like becoming a mother or becoming a father, like parents. It might be about conception. Or 8th house is also, and 12th house, as I said, inheritance, and also money houses. Now here you might find out that your investments got grown, let's say, and it will be sort of happy surprise to you if you are involved with that. Or 8th house is also house of spirituality, and 12th house, same, like mystical houses. These two houses are mystical, some esoteric. You might have a dream, for example, prophetic dream here, or some message from heavens, some message from universe exactly to you, and you will be sort of understanding that message. You will be so open, your third eye will be open to accept this message. Now for some of you, it might be health related, because these two houses are health houses, well-being houses, and no worries on that, because healing magically is coming here, because 8th house is a house of healing, and 12th house is house of surgeries and also hospitals, somewhere like isolated places. And if that's your situation, and you're gonna have here some surgeries, of course those two personal planets, and Venus and Mercury will be retrograding, and it's not advisable to do any medical procedures. But if it's urgency, of course we don't look at the planets. But if it's kind of situation that you can postpone, then of course better to postpone to the second half of April. But here, if your situation relates to health, then again, no worries, my dear Libras. Universe is supporting you and sort of magically healing, kind of delivered to you here. Now, Saturn will oppose that eclipse, but Saturn is a planet of restrictions plus responsibilities. But Uranus and Mars, that supports that eclipse, will try to mitigate Saturn's effects, and it will make it milder. So Saturn here will operate more gently. It might remind you about some responsibilities related to your well-being. Like if you had, let's say, if your situation is about surgery, after surgery, in the face of your strict physician or doctor, Saturn will remind you to take good care about your health and further recovery, let's say, journey, because Saturn will be in your sixth house opposing that lunar eclipse. Now, sixth house is also related to health. Or it might be that you will need to spend a little bit time on your bed, let's say resting at home and under someone's eye, like someone needs to care about you, for example, your mother here specifically, because Saturn rules your mother, fourth house, and you might need a sort of specific kind of recovery journey. You might need to follow some things like being restricted at home, as an example. Now, other things, if you say it's not about health, then it might be about like traveling somewhere, actually, somewhere like near ocean or near nature, where you will love that travel. And plus you will have you might travel actually for work as well, and for work and for pleasure. Some sort of this kind of situation might be. Now, ruler of this eclipse will be in your seventh house conjunct Venus, and whatever will be happening, your partner will be supportive. Seems like you will have a support in your life from surrounding people, and you will enjoy anyhow the message or the result of this eclipse. Now, anyhow, I will make a whole separate video on these two eclipses, so stay tuned to go more deeper on this topic with more details. And always check your rising sign and moon sign, because all the horoscopes are written for rising sign actually. So that's why in 99% rising sign is more, let's say, revealing, but check all three so that you can relate more, my dear Libras. The second eclipse will happen by the end of March, 29th of March, new moon solar eclipse in your house of business, in your this seventh house, as I said, which is emphasized hugely in March in your chart. Those of you who are born 10th of October, plus or minus 5 days, not 10th, sorry, 1st of October, plus or minus 5 days, you will be affected the most with this eclipse. And if you have any planet at 8 degrees of Aries, you will be affected the most too. Now, this eclipse, I call it destiny eclipse, because all the karmic planets and destiny planets, they are playing out at this eclipse. And I've never seen in a long time such a positive eclipse. I can't believe myself even to this eclipse happening, and I can't wait for it to happen, because there are no literally bad or, let's say, negative aspects here. All of them are positive. Pluto, planet of transformation, is making amazing support there for this eclipse from your house of love. You see these two houses, eclipse is happening in your seventh house of marriage, and Pluto is in your house of true love. And this is new moon, some new energy. By the end of March, you might fall in love, my dear Libras, or someone might fall in love with you and propose you, like start dating, for example. And it seems like that someone will have a thick pocket, like a lot of money, because Pluto is a planet of money, like huge money. And plus Pluto rules your money house, earning income house, and that person might at the end of the day play out greatly in terms of how you're gonna earn in the future and adapt to your finances actually hugely. Now, this is a one example. You might actually fall in love, my dear Libras here. Some of you guys, it's about business. You might you might open your own business with a new business partner, because new energy here, and seventh house is a house of business partners. Like you might attract some investor who will be willing to invest into your business or help you out with opening your new own entity, for example. Or fifth house is also a house of kids and children. That's what we create too. Now here, your spouse, if you married, like they might deliver news that you are becoming parents. As an example, if that was your wish, that wish will be granted, my dear Libras. The ruler of this eclipse, Mars, will be in your house of social status. That is like, there is adding up some social status, these titles that we get, mother, father. You might become like mother or father, or you might become like, your status is raising here. Now, in two other karmic planets, Saturn and Uranus, will be supportive of that ruler of eclipse, Mars. You see, these all karmic planets are playing out at this eclipse, and something destined is happening. Whatever will be happening in your life, my dear Libras, that is from your fate. That is from your past deeds. And something positive, just so you remember, it will be positive. So I'm really happy for you here, because it's a important chart, like points of your chart are hitting this eclipse. Now Saturn will be in your health house and work house, and Uranus will be in your money house. Now seems like, you might hear some news related to your work. You might get some recognition or some title at work, or you might enter this kind of circle of I don't know, A-doers, best employee, for example, or you might have a promotion at work, as an example. For some of you guys, it might be related to your father. If that's not your situation, then it might be your father's situation. They might deliver news, let's say that they are changing job, or that they are getting promoted, or that they might be pregnant, for example, that they are expecting another baby, so you are expecting your sibling, as an example. Now anyhow, I will make, as I said, a separate video, and we will go more in detail about this eclipse. These are just few examples that I gave you, and stay tuned for that video. Now by the end of March, we have another big transit going on of 2025. 30th of March, Neptune goes into your seventh house. Now, Neptune is planet of magic and spirituality. And, this is a once in a lifetime aspect. It will never happen again. And it was never before in our lifetime. Neptune is a slow moving planet. It's a karmic planet. Now, Neptune takes 14 years in each sign. And it's moving, changing sign 30th of March to your seventh house, and it will stay until 22nd of October. But it will, be retrograding afterwards, and will go back into your sixth house, where it spent the last 14 years to give you time to finish up all the things there. And it will be back into your seventh house in January 2026 for a long 14 years, my dear Libras. Now, this is heavenly, because Neptune is a planet of unconditional love, and it's coming into your marriage house, my dear Libras. A lot of you guys in the next decade, you will find that true soulmate, because Neptune is about unconditional love. It's about deep love and also faith. A lot of you guys might change your faith as well in the next 14 years. Anyhow, here Neptune will give you a glimpse, sort of like a movie trailer of what's to come in the next 14 years. So make sure that you are writing from end of March until end of October what is going on in your life. Try to be aware, try to notice things. Now, for the last 14 years, it was in your sixth house since 2011, 2012, and your sixth house here got expanded with Neptune. Neptune is a boundaryless planet. There is no boundaries with Neptune, because also it's linked with ocean. Just imagine ocean, so that's a Neptune. Like, there is no end, right, to the ocean. So here your sixth house was expanding with variety, with opportunities, with a lot of you guys might have tried different industries, working in different industries with different people, with different workplaces and colleagues. Like, your sixth house was expanding while Neptune was transiting that for the past 14 years. And also, Neptune is about viruses and flu. Unfortunately, since 2011, you might have had some sort of fight, let's say, with bacteria, with viruses and flu. You might have been more susceptible to this kind of um, let's say, viruses, different kinds of viruses. But it was giving you, because it's a health house. Sixth house is a health house, and it might have given you this sort of easy sort of contraction of this kind a lot of bacteria. But now, when Neptune will move out from your sixth house, finally you might feel much better in terms of your health. You might feel that your immune system is getting more strength while Neptune will go out, and it will be very noticeable already since end of March. Maybe you might be taking some steps, towards strengthening your immune system. Let's say, like, I don't know, some vitamins or some supplements. Until end of October, you will see the results. Now, Neptune in your seventh house for the next 14 years. Last time this happened, it was back in 19th century, from 1861 until 1875. Now, I will make a whole separate video on this Neptune, where I will go into what was going on historically for humanity. So what to expect for all of us as a planet, as a humanity, historically wise. And also I'll go through each zodiac sign, so that you will get the picture of what to expect more personal level. So stay tuned for this exactly video too. And I wish you amazing March, my dear Libras. Love you all. Bye bye.